All right, so hello everyone and welcome to So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Woohoo!
I am Christiana Ellis. I'm the Dungeon Master, and tonight our players, Mark Guilfoyle as Alaric Copperbeard.
Is it supposed to look like that?
Starla Hutchton as Nirakina Ethu.
Greetings and salutations.
And now, with their proper introductions, Jennifer Meltzer as Cadence of the Water.
Yeah.
And James Meltzer as Cat of the Sands.
Oh dear.
Alas, due to a last minute appointment or forgetting of an appointment that was not last minute, we don't have Chooch tonight, but that's hopefully just a one-time occurrence for tonight. So we'll be continuing regardless. And so, brief announcement before we move on. Just if anyone has been trying to figure out what's up with the latest Curse of Strahd episode video, what's up is that something's up with it. It's screwed up. It's messed up somehow. And it's got a glitch in it somewhere that is causing the audio and video to go out of sync, and it all sucks, and I haven't fixed it yet. But maybe we have a plan. Hopefully we'll get it up, but at the very least I hope to get the audio up soonish. So in the meantime, let's recap what happened last time on So Many Levels. So, delving down into the lair of the undead beholder, our heroes found a number of treasures, some of which seemed a little bit too convenient. For example, a book that says How to Kill a Demon Lord, Conversations with an Archdevil. Also, the very specific flower that only blooms once every 50 years that Nira had been looking for, conveniently blooming right as she walked up. Also, 2 Tabaxi statues holding a strange mechanical arm, which promptly attached itself to Alaric's arm. And apparently it feels things. And then, of course, right in front of these 2 Tabaxi statues, 2 scrolls of greater restoration. Once restored, it turned out that it was Cat of the Sands and Cadence of the Water, who had previously fought an alive beholder before apparently getting petrified into statues. And that seems like it was a long time ago. So, you guys got to fight some zombies. And then, as you emerged from this lair, the earth elemental servants of Onyx, the Dao Earth Djinn, who sent you to clear out whatever was interfering with mining operations, and you were going to follow them back to report on the progress of your job. Now, with some fresh loot and 2 new friends, and we're going to see how that goes. So, we pick up your journey as you are on your way back to the City of Jewels. Perhaps halfway back, we'll say. And you are tromping along behind a non-chatty earth elemental that's basically stomp, 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 stomp. Occasional pause to make sure you're still following. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And so on, with a second one stomping along behind you.
I want to take the flower out of the bag of holding that I have, and I'm going to study it a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's curious to me. So,
what are you trying to determine about it?
I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Mm-hmm. I don't currently have any abilities where I could detect magic or anything, though. So I don't really know how to go about it.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is if you are trying to determine its properties as a flower, that might be a nature check. If you were trying to determine if there were any magical effects or traits to it, that might be an arcana check. So that's why I'm trying to determine what it is that you're just examining it, I would say, without
Well,
more...
just-
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the convenience of it, I feel like there's some kind of magic involved. So I think maybe an arcana check is probably the better option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say go ahead and make a roll.
Not great. That's 11.
As far as you're able to tell, it does not seem to have any magical effects on it right now. I mean, you know, to be sure, you're, you know, it seemed awfully convenient, it being there, and the timing and everything, but you're not able to detect any current spell or effect on it.
All right. Well,
As far as you're able to tell, it is a living flower, or at least was living until you picked it, but otherwise is responding as though it were an, you know, ordinary plant in the sense of not, you know, conjured, not anything like that, but certainly an unusual location to find a rare plant with a suspiciously convenient blossoming time, for sure. But there's not really any other obvious thing about it that seems unusual.
all right. Well, I'm just going to hold it for now. I'm not going to put it back in the bag.
What's
Because
the-
there's other stuff in there, and, like, like, I don't... If there's something wrong with it, I don't want it contaminating the other stuff. Anyway.
Were you saying something, Mark?
I have no idea if it's actually working. Okay,
Oh,
there it
there.
seems to be. I was just going to say, keeps flashing with my microphone. I don't know what's going on there.
It seems like that's usually for muting, but it seems like we can hear you when you were...
It
No,
seems like
well-
it's sound reactive, so every time he goes to talk, the muting
maybe
turns off.
Maybe I've hit a button somewhere.
Oh.
I just wanted to ask
Well,
you,
it-
Keith, why you were staring at the flower. Is it lost its scent? Is it not smell any good anymore, or what?
No, it seems like a normal flower as best I can tell, but it leaves me uneasy. It shouldn't have been like it should have been more difficult. It's too convenient, and I don't.
You'd rather there was a second beholder somewhere. Is that the problem?
Well, at least I know how to deal with that now.
Oh.
But I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. It's sort of an unknown.
Well, were you supposed to find it, or were you supposed to seek it out?
The nature of going out to collect these items is to do a service to the temple. And in just finding it laying there, I haven't really done anything.
Well, I don't know much about these things, but Rashama is a mountain, right?
Yes.
And I can't think of anything that might be more resonant with a mountain than this place. After all, it's all earth, it's all ground, it's like one big mountain.
Nero, may I? You said that you're supposed to go and find this flower, that it was a task that was assigned to you. And you say that you did not do anything to get it, but I don't think that is true. You had to kill the monster and all of those things there. I mean, you worked very hard to reach the place where that flower was hidden, so I would not say that you had to do nothing.
But it wasn't supposed to be there.
Where was it
It was-
supposed to be?
In the bogs of Tashmia. This is not the bogs of Tashmia. It was very deliberately put there. I mean, you saw the glowing ball of light. Someone put it there, or something put it there very specifically.
That wasn't part of the plant then.
No, not as far as I know.
And you are sure that this is the flower that you are supposed to find?
I am 99% positive, yes.
May I have a look?
Be my guest. We'll hand her the flower.
What does the
can
flower
I-
look like, Nira?
I believe it's red and well, let me check. I've got things written down. Where are my notes for this? It's a crimson star, so it's 5-petaled. It typically grows in the bogs south of Tashmia. It only blooms once every 50 years. So for it to bloom exactly at the moment that I'm walking up, it's unlikely at best. And suspicious at worst.
What
I
kind
think.
of flower is it supposed to be?
Well, the Crimson Star is the name of the flower.
Okay.
I think Archie at this point will kind of mention it's like, and finding that book seemed really specific too.
Okay, that was kind of weird.
Have you tried to read it at all as we walk?
So I'll be playing Archie a little bit, but probably from a role play standpoint, he'll mostly stay a little in the background. But he just no. But I really think that researching it seems good, and I'd kind of also like to find out, what is the opposite power from a demon lord, like, because. Just because devils don't like demons doesn't mean that devils are our friend.
Well, wouldn't that be a celestial? Would be the opposite, correct?
Is it?
Beats me.
They
That
seem
seems
very...
like a good question that we should find the answer.
What is the opposite of a demon?
We're dealing with demon lords and fey lords and celestials and all this stuff, and you're dealing with your Rashama. I mean, there are things that are bigger than us happening and going around. Do you think something, I don't know, is helping?
When has that ever been true, that help has been so freely given to us?
You guys help
Like,
me.
remember what happened the last time someone said, yeah, sure, I want to help you? Then she tried to kill us. Or, excuse me, sacrifice us to the spirit of Lake Elamond. That was fun. Wasn't that great? She was also super convenient.
Taking a look at this flower, can I tell, can I do a nature check to make sure that it's genuinely what it appears to be?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a nature check.
16.
It, as far as you can tell, it appears to have been a living plant. Not especially magical, although I think you may have heard of a crimson star, and it's relatively rare. But as far as you can tell, it was a flower that had been planted and was growing there, until Nira picked it. But now it is reacting basically like, it's an ordinary flower.
So it's wilting and it will
Well,
probably...
I mean, it's only been 45 minutes, so it's probably not that wilted, but I just mean you would expect it to react like a picked flower would.
Okay. I hand it back, and I just say it is definitely what you think it is. I mean, it certainly looks like the crimson star flower. You might want to, I don't know what you are supposed to do with it, but you might want to try to preserve it because it is not going to, maintain its present condition.
And just briefly, as we mentioned last week, Nira, you know that you have a certain sort of preparation ritual that you're supposed to do with it, and there's not really any urgency to it. So it's letting it wilt a little bit before you do that is not really a problem because it's essentially going to be dried out and preserved as part of the ritual, and that's what you're bringing back.
Okay.
So enough about this damn flower. How do I get this thing off? I mean, it doesn't hurt. And it seems to move, okay? It just gives me the creeps.
Well, I don't know that I have anything that can help with that. I mean, that's...
What? It's what?
It seems really complicated. I'm not well versed in the fusing of magic alongside, like when it comes to fusing metal with living thing, it's a magic I'm unfamiliar with.
Okay.
How much did we know going into our mission about the construct, the metal man construct that we were searching for?
Not very much. It was more like sort of a myths and legends sort of thing, except that you had gotten a couple of leads that seemed a little more concrete than usual, and that's what you had been pursuing. But what you kind of thought you were pursuing was like an actual full construct, being that you could go and talk to. And so finding just an arm wasn't really what you were expecting, and yet it seemed so out of place otherwise that it had to be related.
Almost like how it seemed really convenient that, you found your flower, we found this arm. But does it feel anything right now? Like you said before that it had feelings. Are you feeling anything from it now?
It's right now. It's kind of a low intensity. Like it's kind of waiting patiently. It's interested in proceeding, but it's not. It's kind of just taking a back seat right now.
It comes and goes. It's like you know how a song can have long stretches where there's no words, and yet there's a little bit of sound, you can hear it, and you know the song is still playing. It's kind of like that. And then every once in a while, someone's going to chime in with a damn chorus.
He gets a little confused with his metaphors sometimes. You get used to it.
I can't
I
sing.
think I understand what he's saying, though.
I just don't know what this... I can't... Well, I'm right-handed, damn it. And I've already lived without this arm for a while. I don't want to do it again.
Can you draw your weapon with it effectively?
I mean, I can try, but if this thing isn't really my arm, I don't want it stabbing me.
That is a good point.
How good is your cleric?
Depends on how she feels during the from day to day.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you really want to take it off, we could chop it off and she could regrow your arm. That's all.
I think that's...
That might be a little bit beyond my capabilities.
Archie suggests, well, what about your crossbow? I mean, you could take the bolt out, just not load it or something and see how it handles.
That's a thought. I wonder if I can summon my weapons, too.
Well,
Right.
I think right now, just as a meta sense, you have the two daggers are the...
Right, actually. You're right. All right. Can somebody unload the crossbow? I don't really want it to grab the bolt.
He's good with those kinds of weapons.
You just have to pull there and push that part, and just don't pull the trigger. You should be fine.
Alright, I will unload it.
Yeah, it's straightforward.
All right.
Ready to go.
Just be ready if anything strange happens.
Your you hold it with the new
Yeah.
hand. The hand kind of suddenly seems interested, and it's kind of holding it and sort of probing it around and turning it over again.
All right.
and then the hand squeezes and just crushes it, just like
All right.
crumples it, like breaks it into pieces.
That's not me. Damn it! That was an expensive crossbow.
But then your hand feels like it's vibrating a little bit, and in your forearm, a little sort of panel lifts out, and two little armatures unfold, and you get the feeling that you can shoot it.
I'll turn towards the wall. This feels weird. I'll see if I can try to release whatever has just happened.
Make an attack roll.
So nobody's standing in front of me, right? I'm not going to stab somebody in the back again. That's a 26.
A small little firebolt shoots out of your hand and strikes the wall and leaves a little scorch mark.
I'm going to go over and look at the scorch mark. That doesn't look. I don't try to point that thing away.
Your hand suddenly gets cold for a moment, and then feels sort of like ready to fire again.
I mean, that was definitely strange. I wonder. Your stories of this thing, this Automata Man thing. What could it do?
We
Could it
don't
do something
really
like
know.
that?
We don't really know. I mean, we just heard that it was a metal man, and we were going to talk to him because we thought that maybe he would have some answers for us. So we don't really know.
All of the rumors surrounding him just referred to him being able to, or it being able to make the impossible possible, that it had these special powers, so we don't really know.
Okay.
Hey, Alaric, if I were you, I wouldn't touch any armor.
What do you mean?
Did you see what it did to the crossbow?
Yeah, but
Yeah, and then it grew a crossbow.
what do you mean? What would happen if I touched armor?
What if you become the metal man?
As you're thinking about this, Alaric, you realize that you're not quite sure how you know, but you vaguely feel like you know some of its, you know better how some of what it can do works. And in D&D Beyond, I've just added a piece of equipment to your inventory. Awakened arm.
This is creepy. It's like someone snuck into my house and dropped a box of it before.
So you can take a look at that. It should be have in the description. You can see the other stuff that it can do. There's some stuff in there. So, but yeah, you just generally feel like there's more that it can do, and it's willing to cooperate with you.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's like the book and like the plants thing we needed. Not that I was looking for this. But just keep an eye on it, would you? Like, if it starts to go squirrely and I don't notice, just let me know, right?
So okay. Let me
Archie kind of says, "You got it."
let's be clear. Do you have limitations on that? Like, I don't want to, I don't know, kill you or anything. Like, if that's not what you want.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Archie, I
generally-
think, says, "So that won't be necessary. We just cut his arm off."
Maybe
That's what I've been saying.
maybe just hold it still or tie it up or something. And just let me know the first time. Like, I didn't crush the crossbow. It did. Maybe it's got a thing against crossbows. I don't know.
Do
Maybe
you
it was jealous.
have you tried to, you said that you can feel it, but have you tried to maybe talk to it?
Talk to it. It's an arm.
I know, but you said that the arm has feelings. That you could feel like weird emotions and things from it. Maybe if you tried to communicate with the arm, it would
With
better
the,
let you know what its purpose is and what your relationship with it might be.
Um,
Should,
hello,
should we leave you alone for a minute with your arm?
Don't touch any of your fleshy extremities with it.
well, what's going to happen then?
It might crush them.
Wait a minute. No. No crushing on my bits. I need them. I need them all.
It feels vaguely amused.
Don't you laugh at me.
I will sing to the arm. Are you alive or dead? Do you have thoughts within your head?
The arm really likes that.
I guess it likes songs.
Good to know.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna tuck it into my cloak for now.
Okay. Archie speaks to in Croatoan to Alaric and Nira. So, Cat and Cadence, you don't understand this. All of a sudden, he's just speaking in like blah, 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 language. But he just kind of says, we might want to make a plan for how Onyx might think that arm and the book and the flower and
So I
kind
fully
of gestures a thumb back to them.
So
Right.
here's the thing. I don't plan on keeping the gem that I took. And I don't feel good about this flower.
Well, I can't give this thing back.
Maybe Onyx has a solution that doesn't involve cutting off your appendage?
Yeah, Archie kind of shrugs and just kind of says, I mean, we did make a deal. And so I don't know
But-
how we get it off.
This stuff, that room, that was below the mine. That was an older ruin. That wasn't even part of the mine.
Do you really think Onyx is going to see it that way?
I mean,
They were digging down to it, so...
well, it was a dead mine they found another streak in. I don't know what direction they were diving into or cutting into. Usually you follow the streak, and if they hadn't dug into that room, that streak didn't seem to go that way. Maybe the streak wasn't even there. Or maybe it's like the flower in the book. It was something they wanted, so it put it there. After all, it was mined out, they said. I wonder if it's something about the place. But I think all this stuff belonged to that skull-headed bugger. But technically it was his things, and we just killed him and took him. In any case,
Archie shrugs and says, who knows, maybe he'll buy it.
it's kind of the truth, from a certain perspective.
Maybe you can just claim that you had the arm before and Onyx just didn't notice.
Yeah, I could say that. I don't know if it would work.
Who is this Onyx? Is he of a
So
magical?
Are you guys still speaking Croatoan?
Oh, sorry.
Or no, it's all right. I think you guys might have hear blah 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 Onyx. I think though they've mentioned Onyx before, so at the very least you guys know that Onyx is theoretically the person that they took a job from. But I think that was
Hey,
all.
so do you think this Onyx will wonder if that arm is his now?
Funny you should say that. He might also think that you're his.
What do you mean?
Things work kind of funny here.
Well, I mean, that's easily explained. We just ran across them when we came down there.
I mean,
They helped us fight.
That's true.
It's not a lie.
Is the Onyx fellow of a magical persuasion? Can he be...
Onyx is a djinn.
Oh, never mind.
Or Dao? Is that it? Is that
A
right?
Dao is
An earth
A
djinn,
Dao,
right?
A djinn.
Yeah.
A male, really djinn.
Yeah, so there can be djinns of all four elemental types, and the earth type is called a Dao. And
I was going to suggest that I could make it look like you have two regular arms for an extended period of time so that it wouldn't even show up that you have this metal arm, and we could deal with that later. But
How easy is that to see through, though?
well, if I mean they're really looking for, like, if they're looking at you and thinking, oh, I wonder if this person has a metal arm, then they might be able to tell. But if they're not really paying attention to that in the first place, then they won't really tell.
I can stand in the back. He wasn't listening to me anyway.
Or we could go the other way, and then maybe he might know something about getting it off, or...
But what if he chops off his arm?
Can we just leave that off the table for the moment?
Yeah, that's what I think is a bad idea.
Like, not even bring it up in case he wasn't thinking along those lines.
I mean, we could just wait outside while you go talk to him. If I don't really know this person. I don't
want to be, like...
I don't want to be claimed as someone's property.
When it comes to Onyx, the less you say, the better. It's a speak when spoken to sort of situation.
Yeah, I'm never really good at that.
Awful lot like my grandmother.
The thing is, those elementals are his. So they've seen you, which means they probably report back. They may be pretty short language to us, but I suspect they say plenty to Onyx.
For all we know, he's looking at us right now through their eyes.
No, it's like I said, we came across you in the cave and you helped us fight. That is not a lie.
That is not a lie.
Right. That is an absolute truth.
Nira Akina, I think I'll let you speak, if you please would.
Is that really a good idea?
You guys do recognize now, Alaric, because you're following the Earth Elemental, you're able to certainly see that you are following the same path that you initially took out, so you're noting the marks that you made on the way to the mine.
Good.
And you recognize that you guys are probably going to be getting to the outskirts of the City of Jewels soon.
Look, why don't we just say we did the job, we get the payment, we go.
Like I said, the less we say, the better. The job is done. That's what he asked for.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, do we even... Well, I guess never mind. I was going to say, like, do we even have to go in there and meet this person with you? I know that, his minions saw us and all that, but...
Well, let's put it this way. If things go bad, I'd rather there be 5 than 3.
Okay.
Not that I think things are going to go bad, but...
Well, and the both of you were a lot of help in that cave. So many zombies.
And just think you could shoot him with your new arm.
Yeah. As soon as I figure out how I did that.
Maybe let's use that as a very last option.
You're so violent, Cade.
Sometimes.
I've been petrified for too long.
I would like to not fight anything else right now. That would be great.
I would
What's the odds of that?
I would say that I'd like to take a nap, but I feel like I took a very long nap.
So, Cadence and Ket, when you were last, following the leads that led you to the Beholder's Lair, you passed through the City of Jewels, and it was a beautiful place, located on the inside of what seems like an enormous cavernous, like miles across geode, with all sorts of buildings carved out of enormous crystals of all different colors, and it's a city also of just enormous wealth in precious metals and jewels and so on. But as you make your way through it, you realize that what you had formerly known as a fairly wealthy but bustling city comprised of a number of different races. You see, comparatively, a bigger city with a smaller population, many of which seem to be Dao almost exclusively attended by, basically little flocks of servants that are attending to them their every whim. Oops, we lost Mark.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
And so as you re-enter the city, that's kind of the differences that you note.
Can I? Are there like just like citizens walking by?
Yeah, there's some here and there. They're mostly minding their own business.
Hey, you citizen. What year is it?
Were you trying to call out to any particular type of person?
Just like somebody who's closest to me who can hear me. I just want to know in general what. Just hey, what year is it?
Well, so I will say.
I want to deduce I know the year that we left.
Yeah.
And now I want to know what year it is. I want to deduce how long we've been petrified for.
So give me just a second because I'm also trying to get Mark back here.
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Out of the call. Without getting into the nitty-gritty of it, what I would say is the number he gives back to you, while it's not that you don't understand the number he says, like, it almost like doesn't make any sense because he gives it like a context that he says it's like 350 years after the Great Sundering, and you're like, when was that? And they say 350 years ago.
Thanks. You've been very helpful.
They look at you like what's a really strange question to ask. Oh, there's Mark! Yay! Welcome back.
Okay. Don't know what happened there, but
Well, I'm glad it unhappened. So the unfortunately you are answered in terms of what year it is, but ultimately the answer doesn't mean anything to you. It seems like there's not a common historical event in common that you can compare to.
What year was it when you left Sakamian?
It
I
was
didn't-
19 XDX.
It was this year. I give you a number. That it was 25 years after the Sundering.
That I would like to reply with what year it was when we left there with Zorath. Whatever that is.
What I will say is that after chatting about it a little bit, you guys determine that the current numbering system for years seems to be a different calendar than what was used before.
Gotcha.
That
So-
is kind of scary.
Yeah. So it's you guys think that collectively you would probably have to do some research in to try to determine like when there was the crossover between the calendars. It's not a common knowledge type of thing.
That
But-
means libraries.
Yeah. But it does again drive home the idea that it's been a long time, hundreds of years at least.
I just go quiet and just sort of slink back behind the group.
I kind of do the same thing and then just walk beside Ket quietly with my head down.
I know that feeling.
look, I don't know what it means to you to be away that long, but I mean, you're here now. You're moving. You're breathing. You're not stuck in some hole. Trust me. There are worse ways to live.
It is difficult because if we have been gone for so long, then everybody we loved is gone now too, and we
Well, not everyone.
never got to say goodbye. You know?
Yeah, I can't exactly imagine what it's like to not see folks again, but I've been to the point where I didn't think I was ever going to. And the world has a strange way of sometimes changing that thought.
We had reached a point where we were pretty sure we were never going to see our families again. But we still had our friends and each other, and now our friends are also gone.
Not all of them.
If it's any consolation, now you have us. For
Yeah,
what it's worth.
I wouldn't take that as too positive, really, but you could be stuck with worse,
No,
for example.
I think
You-
it will just take some time.
Yes, you have been good to us, and I thank you for that. It is just going to take a little bit of time.
Speaking of time, you don't have much left because you're following this earth elemental up into a familiar, to those of you who have been here before, large sort of building-sized aquamarine crystal that you recognize as the place where you had stayed the night before setting out. And you realize as you're being guided up into there and escorted to the entrance of the building, and the earth elementals waiting to meet you in there, you see Zoreth and Jinxie in her human form. So Cadence and Ket, what you see is an earth genasi, which with genasi being a race of mortal creatures that theoretically have some djinn blood in them, but it's kind of like tieflings. It doesn't mean their dad was a demon necessarily. It's just, or so it's like historically, just like dragonborn doesn't necessarily mean that they're, they have a literal dragon in their immediate family. So an earth genasi with skin the color of stainless steel and sort of bright emerald eyes and sort of a very severe demeanor, dressed in sort of formal robes, and a sort of plain-looking, maybe 30-something human woman, dressed pretty simply, but with a little bit of a hint of a smirk on her face. But she's kind of standing back, and the genasi approaches and just says, "I suspect we have complications to deal with.
When do we not?
Is the job done at least?"
The job is done.
Yep.
I mean, we didn't bring the skull of the Death Tyrant, but if Onyx really wants to see it, it's there.
Zoreth actually, hears that, sort of looks a little surprised, actually turns and looks back at Jinxie for a moment. They sort of just exchange a look, and it just says, "Well done, then. So we need to report to Onyx, and the shackles should be ready. But whatever else happens, remember our priority. The shackles come first."
What do you mean,
We
whatever
agreed.
else happens?
Is there something we should know? Let me rephrase. Is there something I would want to know?
What you need to know is that we need the shackles. Make sure we get the shackles.
You're not going with.
I'm coming with. I am coming with you. You show up with 2 new people. And
They lent a hand.
What?
Shh.
My point is, in my experience dealing with you so far, things rarely go as planned, and I am simply trying to emphasize that we have a goal, and we cannot lose sight of that goal. Period.
All right. It's nice to see you too, by the way. I'm glad you're still safe.
He looks back at you and just says, "We have important work to do. Can we keep the small talk to a minimum as we go in and deal with this? You don't know him like I do. This is serious business." And he turns to you and Cadence and Ket and just says, "How did you come to be here with these? Who are you?"
Well, my name is Cat of the Sand, and this is my friend Cadence of the Water.
Did they
And
meet you on the way to the mine?
yes, on the way to the mine, we came into contact with them. And
Make
they said
a
that
deception check.
Not a lie.
Okay.
On the way to the mine is definitely a lie.
10.
And it's a lie of omission at least. 10?
10.
He kind of just looks at you and just says, "If you're going to lie, you had better do it better when you're in front of Onyx."
Yes, sir. I will lie better in front of Onyx.
He looks back to you, Nira, and kind of just does a gesture like, "See?"
Well, would you rather we just leave them here?
Unfortunately, that's not an option. They were seen traveling back from the mine with you. Onyx will want to talk to them. And we have been summoned, I'm afraid. There is no longer any time to delay. We must proceed to his throne room at once.
I'm right behind you.
That guy needs to eat more fiber.
For that. Okay, never mind. So you guys are escorted. You follow this Earth Genasi and the woman who is mostly just kind of, again, sort of staying, in the background, like at ready, like to if called upon, but not otherwise really contributing. But you are led across an ornate golden bridge over a big chasm that spans between two of these crystals jutting out of the side of this enormous city, and it's very ornate and ostentatious, even gaudy, everything just obviously bedecked with jewels and gold and everything. And you are led to two enormous, apparently solid gold doors, and as Zorath pushes them open, you see the throne room beyond, and there are a couple of pillars, lots of ornate decorations on the wall, and then sitting in front, in a large throne, is a 10-foot tall, obviously magical creature with sort of a deep purplish skin, pointed ears, and wearing what looks like, if you could imagine, a robe made from precious stones. And I mean, like, if you were to weave them into fabric somehow, that's what this robe is made from. And looking down at all of you with a regal expression. And as each of you make your way into this room, the doors slam shut behind you with a elaborate, echoing, resonant crash. And so Zorath takes a step forward, approaches, kind of does a nod, and says, Mighty Onyx, the job is done. The mine should be safe to resume operation. And then this enormous creature on the throne looks and says, I have verified this. And it is because of my gratitude for this job well done that I will offer your servants the opportunity to return what they have stolen from me. Once they have done this, we can proceed with the payment as promised.
So I will take the one gem that I took and the flower, and I will walk up to the steps and I will place them there. We couldn't carry everything, but this is what I brought.
He looks utterly unimpressed.
That's all I have.
Archie.
Look at Archie.
He sort of exchanges the eye contact with you, but doesn't make a move.
Oh, fine. Take off my hat. Put my ruby down. There you go.
Is Archie standing next to me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of reach over and kind of goose him a little bit with the shocking grasp. Just
Okay. He's like, I had something too. Sorry, forgot for a second. And so he takes the book out, and as he kind of makes a show of turning around, like showing everybody, and there's a little bit of just a stink eye at you. But he goes up and he lays the book, down there as well. And Onyx turns to you, Alaric, and looks right at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What? I stole nothing from your mine, if that's what you're worried about.
Onyx. You didn't, I swear. I was watching him the whole time.
Go ahead and make another deception check.
Oh, boy. 14.
Onyx doesn't even respond to you. He just turns back to Zorath and just says, Your servants will not be permitted to leave with my property. And if you wish to receive the agreed upon payment, I would suggest you persuade them. Zorath is kind of looking at you kind of like, what are you guys doing?
Look, I stole nothing. I was attacked and wounded. I still bear the wound.
You are in the possession of an ancient artifact that you found in the mine.
I'm pretty sure that's in possession of me. So if you kindly ask it to let me go, then maybe we can come to an arrangement.
I am unconcerned with who is in possession of what, but you will not leave this place with that arm.
Sounds like you're quite upset about possessions. Even ones that might not be your own.
I think Zorath at this point steps forward and just says, Mighty Onyx, it appears that they found many complexities within the mine. Perhaps this is something that we can enter a negotiation for. If there is difficulty here, we do not wish any animosity between us. Perhaps we can just make an arrangement that would satisfy both parties. And Onyx says, These things before me, the tabaxi, the arm, they belong to me. This is non-negotiable.
In my experience,
Um,
everything is negotiable, especially when people are overreaching their boundaries that they themselves set.
eh,
I think Archie might kind of go up to Zorath and say, "Look, I know we made a deal, but I mean, the arm's attached to him. What are we gonna do?"
And it wasn't technically in your mind. It was in the mind next door.
Onyx just kind of says, "You do not understand what parts of the mine I own and which I do not. The sealed chamber was entirely within my claim, and everything within it besides."
listen, I don't know what kind of deal you guys made, but we don't belong to anybody. I belong to my mother and father. I am a living, breathing being.
Yes, I know I have many slaves.
Yes, good for you and your slaves, but I am nobody's slaves. I am a free tabaxi. I came from the Lorenz Desert. I was given birth to by my mother. I was
My
cared for
servants
by my
will
father.
show you the proper respect in time.
You know what? Your servants can go to Hades. You can go to Hades. This whole deal can go to Hades. I've been petrified for what could be thousands of years, and now you're telling me that I'm your property? I don't think so, Mr. Jin.
Zorath is glaring at you, Nira. Just, and Zorath said, immediately kind of interrupts, and he gives you, Ket, he gives you a little bit of a strange gesture. Please make an insight check.
Insight check? Okay.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, he does like a weird sort of random like hand gesture at you and is like, "What?" What does that mean? But so in any case, at the very least, I think you can. He is trying to interrupt you at the very least, and he turns to Onyx and just says, "Mighty Onyx, I promise I can make this right. Please, first, can we at least see the shackles? Once my servants see that the prize that we have worked so hard for is real and within our grasp, I can persuade them to see things your way." And Onyx kind of narrows his eyes a little bit. And I think Zorath kind of gives a little bit of a look to you and Nira and Alaric, just like,
What he said.
Yeah, let's see these things. Make sure they're real.
there will be no more arguments about what does or does not belong to me.
You've heard my arguments.
Zorath, or not Zorath, excuse me, Onyx leans forward and snaps, and then he is holding in his hands what look in shape like a fairly ordinary set of manacles. There are four, clamps that look as though they could be, affixed to hands and to legs. They are chained together, but there is a shimmer to them and a number of glowing runes inscripted all along them that seems very obviously magical. And Jinxie kind of takes a step forward, just like eyes wide looking at them, and Zorath says, "May I see them?" And Onyx kind of says, "Very well." And Zorath takes them, inspects them briefly, and then calls out a word in some language and tosses them back at Onyx, and they start to like twist and like animate briefly, and then just drop limp to the ground, and Onyx just laughs. You think I would make such a magical item and not protect myself from it?
So they're defective then.
And then Zoreth kind of just says, worth a shot. And all of a sudden, Jinxie takes a step forward and says in Zoreth's voice, Dixa! And a glowing cage of energy, 10 foot cubed, appears around Onyx on the throne. And suddenly, you can see through it, but it's this shimmering field of energy surrounding all through it. And then the illusion dissipates. What looked like Jinxie is apparently actually Zoreth. And what looked like Zoreth kind of turns to all of you and just says, better be prepared to fight, guys. This is not going to go easy.
What the?
And so the, I think, let's go ahead and, I think, yeah, so basically what happens now at this point is that Onyx roars in fury and just says, how dare you! You will be suffering a punishment that I cannot even think of now. I will spend years torturing you while I think of the punishment that will be your final fate. And at this point, Zoreth kind of just saunters back up and just kind of says, oh, I've been tortured quite enough already, thanks to you. And with another shout in a language that sounds like rocks smashing together, Onyx calls for help, and suddenly, stepping out of the walls, you see 4 enormous earth elementals that seem to have been bonded with metal plate armor. And we're rolling initiative!
Yay!
Does anybody have a bottle?
Does anybody have some spell slots?
I have a couple.
I think I might have to respect Zorath. And Jinxie. Oh, crap.
12.
I have lost the token that I was going to use for Jinxie, so I'm going to use just a regular little guard instead.
So how high is the ceiling in this place?
It is not high enough for you to do your Call Lightning, unfortunately. It is, it's probably 40 feet high.
Okay.
Alright, hang on. Let me shift to our map. Alright.
I'd just like to point out that was not my fault.
I'm not so sure you're not going to shapeshift into something.
Jinxie did a lot better that time. I'm impressed.
Yeah, she kind of, just as things are getting started, kind of turns you a look still in Zoreth's form and just says, missed a few little things, did I?
It was better that time. I'm proud of you.
Slightly less of a jerk than normal, so.
Okay, so we're gonna roll initiative, and where did I put my notebook? Where is it? All right. Also, let me put on the battle music. That's what's distracting me right now, is that I didn't have the battle music.
So, is this the plane that Onyx is from? Would I know that?
You wouldn't necessarily know it for sure, but it seems pretty likely that an Earth Djinn would come from the elemental plane.
That's kind of what I thought.
All right, so let's get initiative V. That's a thing. That's a new phrase. Let's get initiative V. Alright, so first, these big earth elementally guys. Okay. Alright, Onyx gets. I'm not telling you what he actually gets. And Zora. Sorry, I built a lot of stuff in here and then was not as ready as I ought to have been. And then. All right. Okay. So initiative from you guys.
12.
Okay.
21.
15.
21. Cat is 15, and I need Archie too. What was yours, Alark?
Clearly, I'm stymied. I rolled a 1, so
dear.
total 6.
And then let me get. All right.
I've gone into one to punch Zora to, well, at least shake his hand.
And then Archie actually also rolled a 1, and so he is at the end of the initiative for once. That's weird. All right, I feel like okay, yeah. All right, that's how it goes. So, as previously described, this is basically a big fancy throne room, gold all over the walls. These things are pretty serious looking. They're bigger and better armored than the Earth Elementals you saw before. This is Onyx up here. However, he is also currently at the moment inside a weird energy field. This is Zoreth right here. This is, this is the real Zoreth. This is what is apparently Jinxie, even though technically she still looks like Zoreth. Alright, so Cadence, you are up first.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark, the elemental that is on the south, yeah, that one.
Okay.
So Hunter's Mark him, and then for my action, I'm going to reach over and touch Ket, and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good, and grant him protection from elementals.
What does that do?
You have creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. So they have disadvantage when they attack you.
How long does that last for?
10 minutes.
Nice.
Is it
It
concentration?
is not concentration.
Alright.
Nope.
I didn't know. You can tune it to elementals? That's cool.
Yep, it's celestials, aberrations, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Nice. Okay. All right. So is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Great. So I put the little D4 on this guy right here. That's the Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Okay, it is Zoreth's turn, and he spends it by walking slowly kind of in front of Onyx and just kind of gloating at him through the force field. All right. Ket, you're up.
I'm going to cast Bigby's Hand.
Ooh. Need to make a little Bigby's hand.
And
Where is it?
it is going to be right in front of me, like sorry, to the west of me, like between the
Okay.
two elementals right there. Yeah, right there.
All right.
Yeah, right there. And then as a bonus action, I will punch the elemental to the north.
All right,
West
this guy
of
right
me.
there?
Yeah, that guy
All
right
right,
there.
have him roll an attack roll. Bigby's hands,
All right.
attack roll.
All right. So that is a melee spell attack. That is going to be 18 plus 8, so 26.
That definitely hits.
All right. And that is going to be damage 4d8.
That's not bad.
3. So that's going to be, ooh, nice. 8, 12, 16, 18, 19 points of force damage.
Force damage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that bypasses what I was going to ask, which is, does Bigby's hand technically count as magical bludgeoning damage? But I guess it's not bludgeoning at all. It's force.
Oh, force
Okay.
damage. Yep. And that is my turn.
All right. Yeah, so you guys watch as this suddenly, conjured enormous spectral hand of pure force shows up and just socks this enormous earth elemental, just slams it against the wall. Knocks it back on its heels. All right. Nira, you're up.
Okay. Thinking how to do this so I don't hit anybody. So the two to the north. I would like to cast Shatter, like, towards the wall in between those two, because it's a 10-foot radius.
Okay. So, like, right here?
Um,
Yeah, so, like, if it's,
Yes.
like, right at the wall, then you
Yeah.
you'd be just outside of that 10-foot radius? But it would
Yeah.
hit both of these two? Okay.
yeah. And they have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Wish that was Dexterity, but okay.
You get the feeling that these giant rock monsters might have a better constitution than dexterity?
Yeah, but I don't have a whole
You
lot
would be
left to
right.
throw at them.
Yeah. Okay, so this one.
Wait.
What-
A creature
what-
made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage.
All right, so what would have been a 15, or technically an 18, is instead only 15. So that's this guy right there, 15?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, it's DC 15. So.
All right, so that guy succeeds, and then the other one is not as good. That's only a 9. So this guy fails. The one that was punched already succeeds.
All right. So that is a 11, 19 total damage.
Okay. So that's half for the one that
Yeah.
succeeded, right? Okay.
Yes.
That'd be, 9. And then... Okay, so yeah, this ringing blast of, thunder energy shoots out. Little flecks of gold and gems explode away from the wall, just shattering everywhere and sending jeweled shrapnel all over the room. And the shockwave jostles both of these guys pretty severely. But they're pretty tough. They're both looking pretty good still. All right.
This sucks. I want to leave.
It is the elemental's turn now. I think this guy is going to attack you, Nira. This guy is going to come up here and attack Alaric. This guy right here is going to attack Otterkey, and I think this guy right here is going to attack the hand that punched him. So let's see. First, against the hand, it has an AC and hit points and stuff, right? Or oh, you're muted, James.
Yeah, it has an AC of 20 and its hit points are equal to mine.
Okay, it's making 2 attacks with a giant stone maul. That's an 11 and a 23.
Okay, so the 23 hits.
Okay, Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't do one of the things that it could have done. So instead, it's just this. That is 14 bludgeoning damage
14. Okay.
from that one hit. The one that's attacking you, Nira, you see it rearing up, and you can see the energy on it, the head of this maul, sort of starting to vibrate it up and charge it up in a sort of a familiar-looking, thunderous type of energy.
Brace behind my shield.
It gets a 20, not a crit, but just 20 with the modifier.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Barely.
It's 9 bludgeoning damage plus 15 thunder damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, God.
As the maul just slams into you.
Okay, so saving throws. You said a strength
Yeah.
saving throw?
Mhm.
It is an 18.
You do get the bonus for being within 10 feet of Archie.
What is that?
It's like a +4.
Oh, okay. Then that's 18 plus 4 is 22.
Yeah. So that is a success. You are able to keep your feet even as the thunderous force of this blow tried to knock you on your butt.
All right. How many hit points total was that?
I think I said 9 bludgeoning and 15 thunder.
Okay. So that is a total of 24.
All right. And then the one attacking you, Alaric? It is likewise charging up to do this thunderous strike. Like, that's what it's actually called. Ooh. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Just barely.
Yeah. Alright. That's going to be 11 bludgeoning damage. And then the thunder... You hear the thunder! Ooh, that's not as much. Only 10 thunder damage, but I need a strength saving throw from you too. Also with the
Only.
+4.
Only.
As you all feel an aura emanating from Archie, helping you to stay on your feet as you fend off these strikes.
17.
Okay. 17 is a success.
Ooh.
All right. The one that's attacking Archie now. It's rolling. Oh, that only gets a 12, so Archie is able to fend off its tremendous blow with it battering it away with his shield. All right. That is the elemental's turn. It is Jinxie's turn, and let's see. I think she's gonna kind of hang back here and just kind of look at you guys and be like, "You got this, right?" Okay. Alaric, you're up.
Oh, crap, already?
Yeah.
Well, I turned to my hand, and we got an understanding, right? Neither of us wants to walk out of here in pieces. And I will summon...
Yeah,
Sorry?
you get the feeling of, like, very strong agreement.
And I will summon the Dragon Tooth Dagger.
Okay.
I'm going to step to where I'm between the two earth elementals that are there.
All right. Like that?
Yep. And I'm going to kind of dash forward. Well, not literally dash, but dashing forward with the dagger out to attack the one to my left. So the one that would be on Otterkey's side.
All right. Wait. So you're. Wait. This one.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's it. So I make a stab at the.
All right.
That's a 26 to hit.
That hits.
That's I'm going to use sneak attack damage on that one.
Okay.
Can we just say if it's immune to poison at the moment and not bother rolling the poison damage?
It is immune to poison. Yeah.
That's what I figured. So that is not bad. That's 16 points
Okay.
for piercing. Then I will turn and attack the other one behind me. So kind of one fluid motion.
Okay.
That's not so good. That's a 14.
14 misses, unfortunately, or rather, you strike it, but the blade just glances off the metal armor that this thing's encased in.
That's okay. I just wanted to kind of keep it off its feet and use my fancy feet.
Oh.
How high is the ceiling again?
40 feet.
40 feet. Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to dash.
All right.
I'm going to run straight at the wall, straight up the wall,
Doot.
and then
So-
over the one that was facing me.
So how far can you go total? Are we saying you can get up to the ceiling?
I would just make it to the ceiling because I can
Right.
make 50
So
feet dash.
so we can say that you're like here, but on the ceiling.
But the other one, actually.
Oh,
The one that Otterkey's not at.
All right, like that.
Yep.
Okay, so you are on the ceiling as indicated by your little guy being upside down. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think you hear just a little bit of a, oh, that's new from Jinxie. All right. Okay, that's Alaric's turn. you see Onyx from within this thing starts to conjure, and then he's conjuring and generating this sort of blue electric like ball, and then he shoots it out from his hands, and it just dissipates right into the magical field. He looks really pissed off. All right, so it is Archie's turn, and let's see. Hang on, he's got. Okay, yeah. So he's just making. He's just going to go ahead and make 2 attack rolls for against. Let's see. What's his spell slots left? Sorry, I'm just. I'm not used to playing Archie, so I don't. He actually has a fair amount of stuff.
Because he didn't do anything against the
That's
death
true.
tyrant.
He got charmed, and then just used his sword against the zombies. Okay, yeah. So I think he's going to cast haste on himself again, and then I think that it's an action to cast, but then he still has an additional action which he can attack with 1 weapon attack on this turn, and I think that's it for this turn, but now he's hasted. Alright, so he is going to attack the one that tried to attack him, and that's a 13, which misses, unfortunately. His sword streaks across it, leaving sparks, but he is moving fast now. Alright, back up to Cadence.
I'm going to take a shot with my bow at the one in the northwest corner.
Okay. This guy?
That is a 20. Where is it?
20 something. 20.
It's 20. It's like a 29. 'cause it's
Okay,
plus
wow.
10,
Nice.
So yeah, 29, and then that is 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going.
It's non-magical though, right?
Nope, it's just regular.
Yep. All right.
And then I'm going
You
to
get
use.
the sense that it is not as hurt by that as you think it has some resistance to non-magical damage.
Okay. I'm going to teleport with the distant strike.
All right.
Just 10 feet back so that I'm like right behind Zora,
All right.
and take a shot at the one that has Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And that is 22.
Okay. That hits.
And that is 11 points.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I forgot to do Hunter's Mark. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
That's all right.
So that's plus 5.
Okay. So 16, but then halved.
And then I will take my third shot because I teleported at the one in the southwest corner.
All right.
And that's 14.
Okay. 14 misses, unfortunately. That one, it just, boing, off of its rocky hide. All right. Zoreth's turn. And you guys don't... I think, Cadence, since you're right there, you're maybe the only one that hears him talking, but he's speaking another language that sounds very much like the language that the elementals were speaking, but he is speaking low and threatening and ominous and gloating through this field at Onyx, and he seems utterly absorbed by that conversation. All right, Ket.
All right, I will cast Shatter at the same spot Nira cast it.
Okay.
To get those 2 there.
All right.
So
they make Constitution
saves.
saving throws. Okay, so first this guy.
Did we determine if that's with disadvantage? Because
Yes, it is. And so that's a 14 for this guy.
That's a fail.
All right. And that is just a 10 for this guy, so they both fail.
So that's 2 fails, so they take 5 points of thunder damage.
5, okay.
And then bonus action, I will use Bigby's hand to punch the one in the northwest.
All right.
So that is going to be
punch! Big B
Seven.
punch!
17 plus 8. I'm sure that's a hit.
Yeah, it does.
So he's going to take 8, 9, 10, 11, 18 points of force damage.
Okay. That one is starting to look a little rough.
Okay.
It's
And,
it's a little bit crumbly.
and that will...
Right. And incidentally, the second shattering of this wall is basically the first shattering basically tore all of the ornamentation off of this wall and left kind of a crater in the original stone that forms the core of the wall. And now I would say there's actually a little bit of a hole. So there's definitely a crater in the wall, but now there's even just a little bit of a hole that is open to the outside.
Could one say we're now the redecorators of legend?
That looks like a glorious hole.
Yeah. All right. That is Cat. So Nira, you're up again.
Sorry. Nope. Okay. So I am going. Okay, the one in the northeast, is that the crumbly one, or was that the one in the
This
northwest?
is the crumbly one. They've all taken a little bit of damage now, but this is the
Yeah.
one that's worst off so far.
Okay, I am going. I'm going to take the one in the northeast, and I'm going to point at him, and I'm going to toll the dead.
Ooh, okay. In chat,
So-
Mother Dragon is saying, "Rock, rock, rock, rock."
So that is a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, not these things' best quality. That is a 9. Big old
Yes.
9.
So that is going to be 3d12 necrotic damage. And that is a 10.
Sound of an enormous bell. As this thing is, energy is
20
sapped from it.
21 points of necrotic damage.
Wow, damn. Okay. Alright, that one's starting to look a little bit crumbly too.
I'd say I'd back up, but there's really nowhere for me to go.
Well, you would
so.
also take an opportunity attack if you move.
Yeah,
away.
there's no point
Yeah.
to me going anywhere.
There's really almost nowhere in the room that's outside of the melee range of these things. Alright, okay.
Yes, there
That's... So it is their turn
Yeah,
now.
Lark found it.
Yeah, that's true. On the ceiling is outside their melee range for sure. Okay, it is their turn again. This guy is once again going to attack Bigby's hand. This time he's using the Thunderous Strike because he didn't use it the first time. And that's 16.
Miss.
Oh. He's really disappointed that his special attack is wasted on a miss against a hand.
Talk to the hand.
All right, Nira, this guy is attacking you now. Well, first he is seeing if his Thunder Strike recharges, but it does not. So he's making 2 regular maul attacks. Regular maul. That's a 23 to hit
Yep.
and a 24 to hit.
Yes, but I have forgotten that I think that has recharged, and I still have 1 channel divinity left.
Yeah,
so, my Wrath of the Storm.
Okay, well, so the first attack, you're going to take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
But then you can do your
Okay, and
Wrath of the
that is-
Storm.
They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. 11.
Nope.
All
They need to
right.
beat 15. So they are taking 14 points of... You know what? We'll give them lightning damage, and then I can push them back, right?
Yeah, you sure can. Yeah, that one's definitely getting crumbly now too, and you slam it back against the wall. It doesn't seem to take a lot of damage, but it's sort of just blasted back along the wall, and you can see as its forced against the wall out of melee range with you, its whole like back scrapes along this fancy gold and jewels and stuff like that, tears it up. He does still have movement, so he can move back into range and make his second attack, though. Which he does. And I rolled it already, so it wasn't another hit. So that one's not as good a hit, though. Double ones on the dice, so that's only 6 bludgeoning damage.
No, only.
Well, it's 2d6 plus 4, and I rolled 2 ones, so be thankful. Alright, okay, that's his turn. Okay, this guy here, I think briefly looks up at Alaric, and then looks down at Artaki, and, it is going to try to recharge its Thunder Strike, but does not. So that's 2 regular maul attacks against Archie, who is hasted on top of his already stupid high AC. Is he counting that shield? Oh, he is, but let's try this. That's going to miss. This is a 14. Oh, man. Yeah, rolled low twice, so yeah, he misses twice, and Archie in hasted form is ducking and dodging out of the way. And this other guy, gonna try to do the same thing. Low. That'll do it. Yeah, that's a 23. That's even his hasted AC hits that. Alright. So that is 12 bludgeoning damage to Archie as he takes one of these maul to the face. Okay. That is Jinxie's turn, and I think she is, she's clapping. Good job, guys! You can do it!
You're terrible and I hate you.
Right back at you, sweetheart. Okay, Alaric, you're up. And up, and up, and
up
upside
and up.
down.
And I will continue to run so that I'm over top of these things. How tall were they again?
They're like 10 feet tall. So
Okay.
that they're, you can, we'll say they're within your 30-foot range, if that's what you're looking for. Their heads are.
Well, the range is 80 on some
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
But yes, I look at my hand, I look at my arm and say, okay, we did this once. I'm sure we can do this again. And I will use my bonus action to reveal the, I don't know what to call it, the shooty thing in my arm. And then I will fire it off
All right.
at the one below me. So,
Okay. This one right here?
yep, and that's a very easy miss at 12.
Okay, yeah, that does miss. But
Oh, come
are
on.
you still using the fire?
I didn't change it, so
Okay, yeah.
whatever was set at.
Yeah, so sort of a bolt of fire shoots out, but you're still getting the hang of aiming.
Yeah. Come on! And I reach over and I grab my dragon tooth dagger and throw that at it instead.
Okay.
That's actually outside of range.
Okay. So is that
That's
just
a
with
disadvantage.
disadvantage? All right.
But I still get a 17.
17 just misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So that is Alaric's turn. The Dow inside the this force field is looks like he is preparing. He's meditating and concentrating on something, and Zorath just says, "Yes, just try it." All right, Archie's turn. He's going to just continue to wail on this one that's right by him there. And now with his, full hasted action, he gets 3 attacks. I think that's right. That's an 18, which hits. That's a 24, which hits. That is a 15, which misses. So that's 2 hits. And 6. That's 10 slashing damage for the first one, and then and then 11. So that's 21 slashing damage, but he's also going to, I think, dump a Divine Smite into... Oh, wait, no, he should... You know what? I already should have been adding that. He's got a lot of complicated stuff that he can do. Here. Improved Divine Smite. Yeah, should be doing another 2d8 on top of that. So that's 28 damage just from that, but he's also going to dump a smite into it. Wrathful Smite. Which is just, I think, another... yeah, so it does another 4 psychic damage, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened. Nope, it fails. So this, he does that, he does 32 damage against that thing, and it's also suddenly cowering away from him. Okay. 19. Okay, math. There we go. All right, that's Archie's turn. Cadence. Lots of parties in this one. It takes a while to go around.
Okay, bonus action, I'm gonna Misty Step over behind Jinxie.
Okay.
Not behind her, but like the diagonal, yeah, that one.
That. All right.
Take a shot at the one with Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Is this your... What did you use Misty Step, or is this
Yep.
your distant strike thing? Okay.
I used Misty Step because
Alright.
it goes a little farther.
Yep.
And that's gonna miss, it's just a 14.
Don't forget you can use your regular movement, too.
Yeah, but I didn't want to
it's
provoke
fair.
any opportunity
Fair,
attacks.
fair. Okay, so sorry, what was the attack roll?
It was just 14.
Okay, yeah, 14 misses, unfortunately.
So, and then for my second one, I'm gonna shoot at him again, and that's 18.
18 just hits.
And that is 11 points of damage.
Alright.
And also, sorry, I keep forgetting Hunter's Mark, that's just, it's 12, because it was just a 1.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Zoreth's turn. And you see, he leans in and just says, I know you can teleport away. I know you can. I want you to. And then I want you to find me. Because when you teleport away, you'll know you have given up your throne room to me. And you see him tear a portal, a fissure, above this, energy field. And all of a sudden, molten lava starts pouring out of this fissure that he's just torn and starts spilling out over this cube of force energy. All right, Kat, you're up.
I'm sorry, I like him more and more all the time.
You're muted,
Kat.
Kit.
Yeah.
Muted again,
Yeah.
muted again. I will pull out my magical 9 live Stealer Rapier,
Okay.
and I will take 2 swings at the one in the to the northwest again.
This one?
Yep, that one there.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be 18 to hit.
18 just hits.
All right, so that's going to be 11 points of damage on the first strike.
And it is magical, right?
It is magical, yep.
All right.
And then the second strike is going to be a 16 to hit.
16 misses.
16 misses. All right. Then as my bonus action, I will just punch him again with Bigby's hand.
All right. Wow.
So that's going to be 11 plus 8, so 19.
Just hits. Well, I guess, plus 1.
Yeah, plus 1. All right, so it's going to be, oh, nice. 16, 17, 23 points of force
Wow.
damage.
Okay. Yeah, that one's looking pretty rough. All right. Okay. That's cut. So, Nira, you're up.
Well, it worked well the first time, so I'm going to toll the dead again on this one in the northeast.
Boom.
15 DC Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 15. It got just 15.
Damn it. Okay, well, it still takes half damage, so
It does.
I think so.
I mean, I believe you if you say it does, but I don't have it up. You do.
No, you're right. It doesn't.
Cantrips.
Dang it.
All right. Yeah, I mean that's the
Nah.
they're awesome when they hit, but they don't always. All right. It is the elemental's turn. I think this one is going to continue to try to attack that hand.
Okay.
It's going to make 2 maul attacks. Wow, it's rolling some low rolls. That's an 11. That ought to do it. That's a 20, not a crit, but dirty 20.
Yeah, 20 is the AC, so that hits.
Uh-huh. Your AC is 20, or the hand's AC?
The hand AC is 20.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be. That's not bad. 13 bludgeoning damage.
13 bludgeoning. All right.
As it smashes the fingers of Bigby's hand.
Bigby's hand just sort of just goes like that.
All right. This guy is making 2 more maul attacks against you, Nira. That's a 20. Yeah, 20.
And I really hope somebody else in this group has healing ability.
So the 20 hits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 12 bludgeoning damage. Comes in
8
for another
left.
swing. That's a critical 1. Misses that time. It basically gets a really awkward swing that just whiffs, and you see that it gets its little, like, this armor that was sort of bonded to it gets all crooked. And it's like, it looks awkward for a second. All right. That was the, 2 more elementals. All right, they're still trying to pound on Archie here, who is difficult to hit, but they recognize him as a threat. Okay, so first, recharges its Thunderous Smite. And that's a 19 to hit, which misses with his hasted AC. So, whiff. And I think with the Thunderous energy that's on it, it's just like, whoa. The other one tries to do the same thing, does not recharge, so 2 regular maul attacks. That's 12. That's a 9, so misses. They're just having a hard time hitting Archie. This is kind of what his build is like good for. All right. Okay, that's the elementals. Jinxie is found popcorn somewhere. And she is also obviously excited by all the stuff, the drama going on with Zorath and Onyx too. All right, Alaric, you're up.
Okay.
And up and up and up. Upside down.
It looks like I should be able to run across the room to the one to the northeast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll run to the edge and then 5 feet down.
Okay, like here?
Nope, right behind where he is, and then 5 feet down from where I am. So I'm on the wall.
All right.
And I think that puts me at 25 feet. I'm still 5 feet away from in range, but I'll try to give it a hand to try again. Also trying to distract it a bit from attacking Nira again.
Yeah.
That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Is Nira within 5 feet of it?
Yes.
Then that would be a sneak attack.
Sure is.
Cool. Let's see what this does. That is 19 points of fire damage.
Nice.
And then I will whiff the knife at it again. Oh, sorry, I'll use my bonus action to recall the knife, and then I will whiff the knife at it again. That's a 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Yeah.
Right. But, yeah, it definitely, you blasted off a chunk of its shoulder with that firebolt. Alright. The, Dow is just glaring furiously at Zorath, but also a little bit concerned, and it has to kind of shift a little bit because this magma is starting to like pour out and like coat the sides of this thing. It doesn't seem to be penetrating the force field, but it's flowing out over top of it. And he's looking furious, but not sure what to do. Perplexed. And then Archie, who's gonna continue to do his thing against this guy. That's a 20 to hit. That is not, but still 17, so that misses. And that's a natural 2, so that's gonna miss too. So that's 1 hit. No, that's the wrong die. D8. Ooh, 8. So 14 plus 4. So that's 18 in damage against that one. A7. Okay, you guys are whittling these things down some. All right. Cadence, you're up again.
I'm going to Misty Step bonus action right behind Nira,
Okay.
and I'm going to...
Like here?
No, like right in between Nira and Archie.
Oh, okay. Right there.
Just so that I can reach out and touch her,
Okay.
and cast Cure Wounds at level 3.
Nice.
I was about to do the same thing to myself.
Yay, you have a healer.
8 hit
You have an
points.
off healer.
I have 8 hit points. Yeah, well, your healer was your tank for the Death Tyrant, so leave me alone.
In the chat, Smartmaster says, Archie casts sword.
You get back 17 hit points.
Nice, thank you.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. 17, is that what you said?
Yep.
Nice. Alright. That makes it Zoreth's turn, and he is just stepping back, looking very satisfied with himself as this molten rock continues to spread over the top of this this force field and starts to drip down the side of it a little bit. Alright. Ket.
As my bonus action, I will just look back over my shoulder and see what Cade did in healing Nira, and I will cast Healing Word at 4th level on Nira as well. And I will sing to her. I will sing out, "You're a good cleric. You love your party. Have some healing so you can fight too." And that's gonna be 5, 12, 13, 14 points
Nice.
back to you.
Oh,
And
you guys
then
are too nice.
That was my bonus action. So as my action, I'll attack the one to the northwest with my rapier.
Great.
So the first attack is 22.
Okay, that hits.
So that's going to be a 12 points of piercing damage.
That one's looking pretty rough.
And I will attack it one more time. So that's going to be a 24 to hit.
Hit.
And that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
It is barely holding itself together.
And that's my turn.
It's rumbling, but you can see little bits of it falling off and crumbling, and just a fiery glow just at the heart of its face, that's even as it's falling apart. Alright. Okay, Nira.
So because our new party members are better healers than the healer, I am going to cast Guardian of Faith. And let me see. That is a 30-foot range, so I think where I want to put it.
That's the one that looks like a mountain? Or...
No, I think that's just the sword and shield.
Right, okay.
Large spectral guardian appears, is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of the deity. So yeah, it's a 30-foot radius, so I think if I just put it, like, the square below me and next to Cadence, like, I think it should get all the dudes, right?
That they need to be within what range?
30 feet?
Oh, well, yeah. If it's right there, all of
Wait,
them are
wait,
within
hold on.
30 feet
Well,
of it.
I think that's where you cast it, but it fights like a
Yeah.
fighter, right?
No,
It stays
hold
where
on.
you
Any
put it, I think. But
yeah. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 20 radiant damage.
yeah. So if it's 10-foot radius, then
Yeah. I'm going to...
I think that it would have to be like right on top of where you guys are to get all of them in that range. But if it's right here, it gets these 3.
Okay, we'll do that, because that one is almost dead.
Okay.
That one up there.
Do they
so.
make the saving throw right now when you cast it, or on their turn?
That moves to space for the first time must succeed on a dexterity saving
So it
throw.
sounds
So
like
I think it's on their turn.
Yeah. So because they're starting in the effect, they'll do it on their turn.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's your action?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Not anything else I can do. So.
Speaking of on their turn, they're doing it now. So these 3 are making a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
So first this guy. That is a natural 18. And then this guy. That's a 16. And then the last one, 15. They all rolled high.
Okay. Well, they all take half damage, so 10 each.
All right.
That is radiant damage, I think. Yes. So I still have another 30 points of damage before that thing goes away.
Glittering, radiant, spectral sword and shield just lashes out. Shing, shing, shing. Slashes at each of them. All right. So it's still their turn. They still get to do their attacks though. All right. So this guy here, I think, is going to stop attacking the hand and attack you, Ket, since you pissed it off
All
with
right.
the rapier.
That's with disadvantage too.
Correct, because you still got the protection spell on you. So it's making 2 maul attacks. That's going to be 14.
That's a miss. That's a miss for that one.
And then the second one. Second one is actually still a 21 to hit.
Okay, that hits then. Yeah.
All right. That's 12 bludgeoning damage.
12 bludgeoning. All right.
All right. This guy, I think, looks up at you, Alaric, but you're still out of reach, so it's going to continue to attack Nira. Okay. Well, first let's try Thunderous. Nope. Okay, that's a 13 and a 9. Low rolls.
No.
Low rolls. It's slashing, it's swinging this big maul at you, but it's looking clumsy as it's trying desperately to hit you and failing. This guy down here, I guess he's still going to keep trying to hit Archie. Okay, that's a 23 to hit, and a 21 to hit. The 23 hits, the 21 actually doesn't, not when he's hasted. Okay, so that's 1 hit. That's 14 bludgeoning damage. So he's taking a couple of hits here, but he's still doing pretty okay. All right, and then that's all 4, right? No, that was the first one attacking Archie, and the second one's also attacking Archie. So 2 maul attacks. That's a 17 miss, and that's a 12 miss. He's so fast. Jinxie steps away a little bit from the growing pool of lava. Alaric.
Okay. Let's see. The one in front of me seems bad off, right?
It does, but this one is just like almost completely gone.
And the one across from me is untouched, right?
No, they've all taken some significant
Right.
damage at this point. But so like this one is barely holding together. This one's pretty bad off. These two comparatively are better, but still have taken some damage.
Okay. I'm going to drop 5 more feet,
Okay.
putting me at 20 feet away from it, roughly.
All right.
I'll use my bonus action to summon the dagger back again.
Shwing.
I will
That's
throw
the
the
noise it
dagger.
makes. Shwing. Like that.
Sure. And I will throw the dagger at the one next to me.
All right.
No longer at a disadvantage, which is handy. Although I rolled a 2, so it never matter.
Oh, well.
Mind. But I will use the arm on the one across, the one that's facing off against Archie.
This one.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's not very good. That's a 16.
Alas, 16 doesn't hit.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
dice. The dice. Oh.
I know. They hate me.
Okay. This guy is he says something again in this strange other language to Zorath, but it's very cold and just full of hatred this time. All right, Archie's turn. Can keep doing his thing. Okay, that's gonna hit. It's a 24. That's a 17 miss. That's a 21, so 2 hits. Okay, that's 14 damage, and then 13 damage, so 27 damage on that one right there. And that one's starting to look pretty rough too. Okay, that's his turn. Cadence, you're up again.
How high is Bigby's hand off the ground?
It's probably just floating like 5 or 10 feet off the ground. Not too
Could I,
high.
Could I jump up onto Bigby's hand and take a shot at that guy that's almost dead?
Yeah.
I just want to get a little height because I'm pretty close.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
I gotta see what my acrobatics is. It's 20.
All right, yeah, you do a
Not
backflip
actual.
and it's badass, and you land on the palm of Bigby's hand.
And I'm gonna take a shot at the guy in the back over there, the one that's almost dead.
Okay, yep,
Yep, and that's 22.
that hits.
That is 6 points of damage.
The 6, because it's kind of not quite doing its full effect. You get the feeling that like it's at the very end of its existence, but it has still more hatred for you left.
I will take my second shot at him
All right.
also. And that is a 28.
That'll do it.
And that is 8 points.
As your arrow sinks into the fiery bit of elemental energy that lives within this rocky exterior, it goes dark and crumbles into rock.
And then I will jump off Bigby's hand so it's punchable again.
All right. Yeah, 1 down. All right. Zorath is just watching as the magma is continuing to grow, and he's just laughing. He's like, "Go on then, flee your home." And Ket, you're up.
All right, I will use my bonus action to move Bigby's hand and punch that one that Alaric's engaged with.
All right, this one.
Yep. Move it over and just ball it up into a fist and punch it.
Technically, it's just a trial relationship. We're not engaged.
That is a 19.
Okay, 19 hits.
So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 19 points of force damage.
Nice. Okay.
And then as my action, I will cast I'll cast Shatter at 4th level between the two to the south.
All right, these two down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Constitution
they
saving
got-
throws.
Yep.
First, this guy. That's a natural 20. So 23 total. The other guy. Not natural 20. So yeah, that's they both. Yeah,
Take,
a 20
half
and a
damage.
23. Yeah.
So 8, 9, 10, 13, 20, 23, 20. So 26 half, so 13 points.
Okay. Okay, and then. Okay, one of them is looking pretty rough. Like all of them have taken substantial damage at this point. Two of them are getting close. Okay, Nira.
I need to get away from this guy because now it's getting crowded over here and I might hit somebody. I don't really want to, despite what y'all think. So I am going to use, because I never do, I'm going to use the Cape of the Mountebank. And I am going to poof myself.
You wrap the red cape around you, vanish into a puff of brimstone-smelling smoke.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be more towards that northwest corner, like behind that
Like here?
pillar thing.
Yeah. The pillar, by the way, is totally wrecked by the elemental kind of came out of it, and it's nothing left now. But it's crumbled on the ground. So you're right, like right there.
Yeah, maybe up one more.
All right.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I can do.
Action. Okay. It is the elemental's turn. This one is flummoxed by the hand coming up at it, and so it's going to take a swing at that with 2 regular maul attacks. Boy, they're just rolling low. So low. That was a natural one. And then an 11.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Feel my pain. Feel my pain.
Bigby's hand just picks his nose a little bit.
All right, and these two guys are just, they're going to do their best. Oh, you know what? For that matter, these 3 guys also need to make their dexterity saving throw for the shield, the Guardian of Faith. Right?
Yes.
All right. So, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
That's a 12.
Nope.
That's a 9. How much does it have left? It
There's
gave
only
out
30 points left.
Yeah, so if this guy takes 20 for the first one,
Yeah.
and actually that's enough that the sword just cleaves and shatters through it. That one's gone. And then this guy also failed, but there's only 10 points left
Yeah.
for it to take. So the Guardian of Faith dissipates, having dispensed its 60 points of damage. 4. All right. So only 2 left. And I guess technically it's just as well that it missed the hand because it was dying already anyway. Okay. So the two that are attacking Archie. 12, 19. It's fruitless. Like even regular rolls are not going to hit with him when he's hasted badass armor. Okay, so that's a 21, which I think, yeah, that does hit actually with his. I think I said that it didn't earlier, but it should. So when he's hasted, it should be AC of 20. Is that right? Yeah, because it got eaten away. That's right. Okay. It hits. That's what I've decided. All right. So that was a miss. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost count. Okay. I declare out of the 4 attacks, 2 of them hit. That's what happened. You all saw it. Okay. That's 11, 15 bludgeoning damage from one of them. Ooh. 8, 12. So, and then another 12 damage from the other one. So, 27. Yep. kaboom, kaboom. And, Archie's not asking for help or anything, but, he's taken a couple of substantial blows there. All right. It is Jinxie's turn, and I think she's just beaming at all of you and just going, this is going even better than I expected. I knew it was going to be good. Alaric.
All right, hand. Let's try something different. And I will cast Chromatic Orb at the one that I had fought the first time.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
All right.
Never mind. It smashed it off the back wall. That's a 10.
Oh, dear. That's... I'm sorry. So many low rolls. Okay, 18's a high armor class, too. Okay, okay. So as you guys watch, eyes just fiery with hatred, you watch the Dow calm himself and then blink away, disappearing out from within the field.
I was going to cast Counterspell on him.
Oh, you can try.
Can I cast Counterspell at 6th level?
You can. You cast
I will do that.
Counterspell. Unfortunately, it seems that spell effects cannot penetrate the force field.
Ah, okay.
It was worth a shot.
I wanted to kick his ass.
But yeah, he disappears, and Zorath kind of just chuckles to himself. All right, Archie's turn. That's a crit.
Hey! Good
And
job,
I think
Archie.
he will put another... Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me that because this one was afraid, it should have been making its attacks with disadvantage. But oh well, I'll remember now. And I think that it's... I think that he's going to put a Blinding Smite into that, too. So, first... 23 damage from the attack, and then the Blinding Smite is... let's see. Bright light flows out of his sword, blinding even, and it deals an extra 4. Okay, another 6 radiant damage, and the thing makes a Constitution saving throw, which gets a 19. So it is not blinded, but it is. It sure took a lot of damage, and it's looking like it's just about ready to fall apart. Okay, that was the first crit. So that was the first attack was a crit. Second attack, it's a 19. So that hits 2, and then yeah, he finishes it off, and it crumbles down. All right. Next, Cadence.
I'm going to take a shot at the last guy.
All right.
That is a 21.
Okay. 21 hits.
6 plus 1, so 7.
Okay.
And then I'll take my second shot at him. And that's 27.
Okay. That hits.
And that is 17.
Ooh. Okay. All right. That one's starting to get pretty crumbly too. Okay. Did you do your hunters, Mark?
Yep.
All right. Great. Okay. Zorath's turn. He continues to back away from the increasingly wide pool of lava that is coating this thing.
Did he forget we can't close those right now?
He doesn't seem too worried about it. He's just making sure he doesn't actually get burned. He seems like he's pretty happy with himself. All right. Ket.
Ket is going to cast as a bonus action Healing Word on Archie at 2nd level.
Okay.
And Ket's just going to sing, "This kitty cat brought a spell for you," and you're like, "Oh my god, now I'm just going to heal." And we're going to heal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 points.
All right.
And then I will run over and stab at the one with my rapier twice. That one. First attack is going to be a 24.
All right. That
And that's
hits.
going to be 12 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And second attack is going to be a 26.
It hits.
And that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. All right. Nira.
Well, I feel bad that I'm not doing my job. Is Archie still pretty rough looking?
He's doing okay, especially since there's only the one left. It's probably not a high priority. He's down a little bit.
Don't discourage her. She's finally wanting to heal something.
She's jealous now. It's fine. It's fine, Nira. You don't need to. It's okay.
Well, I was going to, and then he went and did it anyway. You know what? This might not take too long, so I am going to use, because what the hell? I'm going to use the Wand of Wonder.
All right.
Because I can. And let's see, I have to roll.
You know, for funsies.
For funsies. I think that's the right one. So, 0 and 3. So, I have rolled a 3. I cast Slow.
All right. On the and it
Earth
targets
Elemental.
the creature.
Yes.
All right. So does it make a saving throw?
And it's not letting me click the thing. Hold on. I don't know where. I don't know how to find it.
Well, you can just go up to the search bar up at the top. and
Yeah.
search the spell.
That's what I'm. Look, there it is.
It's almost certainly a saving.
All right. Wisdom saving throw.
All right. It gets a 7. I think that's a fail.
All right. So, an affected target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and it can't use reactions.
All right.
On its turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, not both.
All right. It is slowed.
Yeah. And it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay.
And that's twice now that thing has been useful. That's
It
great.
is.
Now its AC is only 16, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And it does not recharge its Thunderous Strike. It is going to try to hit you, Ket, but it can only make the one attack this time. It still gets a 20. Not
Yeah,
a
that
crit, but
hits.
yeah.
Even with disadvantage?
Oh yeah, disadvantage.
Oh, you're
that's
right. You're right. Oh, nope. With the disadvantage, it misses. It, or rather, it's an 11. So I think that misses.
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah. Jinxie's turn, and she kind of like, sort of, is looking around and kind of like, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And it can't take reactions because it's slowed, so she kind of scoots off past it to get away from the pool of lava. All right. Okay, Alaric, your turn.
Yeah, I don't care if it's easy to hit. I'm going to ignore it anyway. Very important question. Where are the shackles?
The shackles. Oh, that's a good question. I think they are. You know what? That's important because I think Zoreth would have. He would have picked them up where they fell. So I'm sorry I didn't think to say that, but once Jinxie disguised as Zoreth tried them and they didn't work, they would have fell to the ground. And when he cast the spell, the force field, it would have been outside that, and he would have picked it up. So
Oh, okay.
he has them.
Well, there goes the utility action. I guess I will
Sorry.
attack. And yeah, I'm just gonna try chromatic orb again.
Okay.
Eventually, it will likely hit. Oh, hey, I finally hit something.
Yeah,
That's a 26.
that hits for sure.
So here's where I roll 3 ones. I'm just. That is 9 points of. Whoops, I guess I was supposed to say. Let's make it acid damage. That's always fun.
Does sneak attack apply for spells like that or no?
I don't know because it's. I think it's
You know what? I'll allow it.
okay. Because I finally hit something and I might as well do damage. 9 more points then.
So a total of 18.
Yes.
Nice. So how narrate this thing's grisly death?
Oh dear. It's kind of like looking around, sees the knife still on the floor where he threw it and forgot to pick it up, sees the hand, and half-heartedly sort of shrugs off the acid fire, and can hear this strange sound of it hitting as the metal bands start to unwind and ka-tung, 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 as the thing sort of unbinds itself.
And then as it just sort of comes all apart, it takes one staggering step and then just falls into crumbling pieces.
You see, that's how it's done. I say it in my hand.
You get, it's again totally non-verbal, but you get the sense that it's thinking about this. It is reacting and it's like it's listening. All right, so I think we're out of initiative at this point, but Zorath, looking around and just still very high on life right now, looks around, sees that the elementals have all been dealt with, and just says, well, that went splendidly.
You son of a bitch, you planned that.
That's an oversimplification. I had hopes. But what do
Couldn't
you
have
say
warned
we
us.
get out of here before it's completely filled with molten rock?
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Do you have any place in mind? I'm thinking of a place. But
You pick.
Is he going to come after us now? That Onyx?
he kind of just turns to you with just a glimmer in his emerald eyes and says, I certainly hope so.
Great.
And then he turns and he tears a fissure.
I'm going to grab a handful of wall. The shiny bits.
Yeah, go for it. I would say you get a handful of gold that was once, a layer of gold plating along a wall. Like thick, not just like a foil, but like.
I suppose
chunk of
it's-
gold and
it's-
some gems encrusted in it still.
Probably too much to ask that those things that we returned are gone now, huh? Devoured by lava?
Yeah, they were well, okay, I take it back. They were still sitting at the foot of the throne, which was inside the force field. So you can see that the lava is pouring all around the outside of the force field, but not penetrating it.
No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Do I see any diamonds in the wall?
What about your flower?
Make a perception check.
And did Otterkey give up the book?
Yeah, he did, and I think he is actually kind of maybe kind of over here looking and just saying, "Hey, Zorath, what's the over under on trying to get that stuff back?" And
Is the lava pouring on the top of the?
yeah, so
cave or whatever?
imagine a transparent cube, and the lava is pouring like over the top of it and down one side. but not penetrating it. So it's everything that's inside the cube, which you can still kind of see the back half of.
I'm going to try and run into the cube.
That's a 19 for my perception check.
Okay. Yeah, you spot a couple of big diamonds.
All right, I'm grabbing those.
Go for it.
Is
I think, yeah, Otterkey is just going to say some of those things could be really helpful. And Zorath just kind of looks at him and says, you know what? I'm feeling generous. And he kind of goes over here and he looks and he sort of concentrates for just a moment. And just a small fissure, and then reaches his hand through it. Comes out with the book.
huh. That's weird.
Comes out with the flower. Did you want the rubies too?
No, that's fine.
Yes, please.
And
It's a
he
matter
so he
of
kind of starts
principle.
like he was turning away, and then he just like comes out with the ruby, and he like flicks it with his thumb like over to you.
So if Onyx was able to cut one of those fissures, he could have gotten out of there.
But he can't.
But he did get out of there.
His kind have the ability to plane shift. I always knew that he would be able to escape, but to do so, he would be forced to abandon his throne, knowing that I would destroy it while he is in his absence. Trust me, that's worse than killing him.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. So can we
And,
go now?
And I think Jinxie kind of walks up to you, like shifting back into her human woman form as she walks up, and just she watches as Zorath goes through the fissure that he opened, the big one, for you to go into, and she just Jinxie looks at all of you and just says, "He is so much better to live with when he's in a good mood. Let's try to keep it that way."
That's a good mood.
Shrugs. All right, after you.
Everybody does realize that in the game of assholes, nobody wins.
Are you guys
Follow
following?
along without hesitation.
All right.
I'm going for it.
I think Archie is willing, but he kind of looks back at Ket and Cadence and just says, "So this goes to another plane. Was that clear? That's what's happening here. It's cool. Just I guess don't touch the sides."
Yeah, sure. I will. I'll drop concentration on Bigby's hand so that doesn't come with us. All right, Cade, are you ready to go on some more adventures? I guess, eh?
Yeah, I think that that is a good idea.
All right. Take my hand.
All
I
right.
take that.
And
Take my whole life. Ooh.
And so, as all of you follow Zorath through the fissure, we're going to leave it there for tonight. Yay. Good job, you guys. You messed up Onyx bad. He wants to kill you really bad now. But,
He's gonna have to get in line.
Anybody making a list? We need a list now.
Yay. So, I have a list. I definitely have a list.
I'm starting my list of people I want to kill.
People
All right.
who try to make slaves.
That's right. Nobody puts Ket in the corner.
All right. So, good session, everybody. I hope that was fun, and we'll be, we'll find out where does that fissure take you next time as we continue the adventure on so many levels.
many
And thank you to everyone watching in the chat. And if you're watching this on, YouTube video later or listening to the audio podcast, thank you to you too. And so we'll be back with more. And I did the sign off thing already, so that's it. Bye.
So many levels!
Yay!